In my 20s, I went with my parents to live with my grandma at Worm Mill, Slatin. My grandparents, Nine and Tide, had lived there after the Great War working for the Jones family. When Mrs. Jones died, they eventually bought the farm. One Christmas, my other grandma, Hilda Catherine Morris, came to visit. As a child, I remembered her being very stern and frightening. But on this occasion, she began to talk to me, prompted, I think, by the fact that we were back at Worm Mill and both loved horses. As a teenager, during the war, she would come to the mill from Weston Run, where her father was the butcher, to help entertain soldiers invited from Parkhall Camp. She would ride up to the mill in her pony and trap, park it in its special place, then help her friend Jessie and her parents serve tea and food and play cards with the men in the parlour, always the parlour and always chaperoned. Hilda did not go into a lot of detail, eventually saying, "That's enough of that." But I wish she had talked more. Having worked in her family's slaughterhouse and butchery and had had a hard country upbringing, she was not one for sentimentality. But she must have found those days at Worm Mill very different from her normal day-to-day life, helping these young men experience some sense of normality before they left for the horrors of war. Or was it that, as her own sweetheart, James Richardson, was away fighting with the Shropshire Yeomanry, she felt their presence brought her closer to him? Maybe. We will never know. James survived the war unscathed, returned to marry Hilda, and they had a family of their own. She lived into her 90s, but I feel she always remembered those special, by invitation only days at Worm Mill.